What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today when I talk to you on VinFast, I want to give you an overview of some of the data points, what's been coming out from the company, and where I see things going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So as of right now, it is going down 10.43%, a little bit low for volume, so 2.05 million shares being traded, 3.07 is the average. We are heading into power hour as of right now. At the time of doing this video, there has been no recent news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. There was this that did come out on September the 21st, just kind of regurgitating and summarizing their Q2 earnings, which in reality on a quarter by quarter basis wasn't bad, so percentage wise, and also did indicate that they did have a roughly around 67.3 million in cash and cash equivalents, but the true numbers on these earnings were completely garbage. And this 67.3 million is not sufficient for how much they are burning through. So that does lead you to believe that there's going to be dilution, most likely. That's just my own estimate, not a financial advisor, of course. So unfortunately, because of this earnings, it did break it below that very strong support that's been kind of the saving grace on it for a while now. So the 1550 and also that 100-day moving average. So the technicals aren't necessarily looking the best. And a lot of people were able to plug a lot of these numbers in and try to give a appropriate valuation for VinFast. So going back over here, as I frequently have brought up, so based on the Q2 numbers, it does show the PS ratio being 50.8. The current, based on it selling off today, is 50.6. But still, in comparison to the whole EV sector and a lot of the bigger players, such as even Rivian being 6.5, Lucid being 12.2, if I remember correctly. Polestar and Tesla roughly are between the 1.5 to 2 range. So in comparison, VinFast is just extremely high based on a price level. So it does need to pull back at least, my own estimate, almost about 60% in order for it to get in line with the EV market. And based on VinFast and what they do offer, it is nothing crazy. Again, I really like EVs. I know that they are going to be doing a lot of good things in the future. I know VinFast can actually offer up to around 300,000 on a yearly basis for capacity, but generally speaking right now is not there. So I do feel that it does need to pull back down a little bit, maybe not the 60%, but it does need to pull back to around the $10 range. Based on the technicals right now, it did bounce off of this, so this S1, so 1356. So it kind of bounced off of that general area because $13.62 was the low. So again, that's something just to kind of consider. Based on the options activity today, $9.42 million in puts being purchased versus 1.89 million in calls. So based on this, people are anticipating for it to trend down, and that's most likely because as well the technicals were broken, so it's just going to be a little bit more negative. If you are optimistic looking at this, it is anticipated by the end of this week to kind of go between the 15 and 1550 range. If you are negative, it is anticipated to be roughly sub, it looks like 1350 to $14 by the end of this week. So kind of in line with where it is as of right now. A couple of big transactions that have been occurring on the secondary market. So roughly around 4 as of right now, 135,000, 170, 162, and 149. So not too bad. These are all the transactions that have occurred on the dark pool. So dark pool is very much linked to shorting. So I'll give you an overview of what they are doing. And it's kind of funny, just on a side note, while this does load, even going back over here, all the PR, a lot of the latest articles generally don't know where VinFast is going to go. So when it comes down to really justifying where VinFast, I guess, should go based on a price level, a lot of people are actually just referring to options activity. So looking at what the big whales are doing. And this is also a good disclaimer when it comes down to options activity, it is just merely a sentiment. It does not move the stock price. So it is kind of interesting to see that a lot of people are referring to this to give a good indication of where VinFast might be going. So this is why I think there's a lot of negative sentiment right now. But on a side note, going back over here, so short score is currently 82, utilization is 83.62. Looking as far as what shorts are doing, they are returning 35,000 shares, so kind of a drop in the bucket. 24.01% of the free float is being shorted, and 1.74 million shares are being overall shorted. Cost to borrow as of right now, the average is 88.35%, and Interactive Brokers short availability does indicate that only 200,000 shares are available to be shorted if need be. So the way I interpret this is by shorts returning some shares, not a lot, but some shares, indicators and the stock price being red, I feel like that is just shorts kind of feeling like it's not really justified, the 10.75%. But that's just my own interpretation. Of course, that's probably the most optimistic data point of them all for today, but still, let me know your thoughts on that. As far as where things might be going, just quickly looking at the 4-hour chart right here, I do feel that it can get to maybe this S3, so the $12.91, before it does bounce off of that and trend higher. But that's just my own guess based on that, because clearly, even based on a lot of the articles, nobody necessarily knows where VinFast is going. People are trying to predict, but again, it could go anywhere essentially. Looking on the momentum indicator shows number of retail investors have been getting in. So let me know your thoughts. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, selling, holding. What is your take on VinFast in the comments below? As far as this, while I'm on Interactive Brokers, I'll quickly look here. On a side note, it did update. So the latest Morningstar report does actually show the fair market value based on the assets that they do have being $17.14. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, take a look at Interactive Brokers in the description below for all of this information to be free. But I'll quickly pop over to see if any analysts have given any ratings, and it doesn't look like it. So it'll be very interesting to see the first analyst who does give VinFast a rating, what the price target will be, and everything else. So hopefully that does come fairly soon on a side note. But with that said, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, as VinFast goes up, down, sideways, all over the place, take advantage of these types of promos with Moomoo. Just sign up for an account, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock can be valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals on the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a lot of money on VinFast eventually.